Hello and welcome to another slow play on my YouTube channel. I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet. I'm the Magic the Gathering content creator equivalent of needing a shit on the bus, but you can't take the shit on the bus because it's frowned upon in your country or society to defecate on upholstered bus chairs. This is Grim Rhino Blade, or perhaps Siege Flare Blade. I actually asked on my Discord like what we should call this deck. I even tagged a lot of people and got told off for tagging people by one of my admins. Fuck you, John. Sword of Siege and Rhino was one suggestion. Hornblade? Or like Grunt Blade or Raw Blade? Kind of like how Core Blade is birds and swords, right? We're playing rhinos and swords. So I guess stamping my foot like a rhinoceros and grunting into the air to let you know we're in mating season, Blade doesn't have the same ring to it. So I think I'm going to go with Grim Rhino Blade because the word rhino gets people going in the Magic community. This is basically a collection of Abzan cards that I like playing. For a little while I played Abzan mid-range. I can't remember when that actually was. I don't know why I'm sorting my sideboard as I talk through this. It's probably very distracting. I should stop doing that. The idea of the deck is to take an Abzan mid-range deck, perhaps an out-of-date one with Grim Flare, and slam Stoneforge Mystic into it. My logic here is that if we stick swords on Grim Flare that has trample, or Rhino that has trample, it means that even if they have blockers, we're still going to get through, draw a card, shoot something, or untap all our fucking mana. The format is slower, so perhaps 4 Rhinos is actually going to be good now. The problem with Rhino and Grim Flare, actually, if we take a moment, is that they are 2 in the case of Grim Flare and 3 colour in the case of Siege Rhino. I mean, actually, against other Stoneforge decks, you're going to struggle to actually block or get through their swords. Because obviously, pretty much every sword under the sun, except for Fire and Ice, allows you to block or attack through a Siege Rhino. So that's the basis of the deck. And then because we're playing these Delirium creatures here, and we've got some Liliana the Last Hopes to mill ourselves to trigger these and grow them, or we have Nihil Spellbomb to nuke someone's graveyard and put an artifact in our graveyard to turn Delirium online. We also have Sigil of the Nine Gods and Cast Out, which are cyclable for 1 mana, so 1 mana cantrip being enchantment, or an enchantment, but only counts as an enchantment for the case of Delirium. The reason I play these cards is because Cast Out is actually a pretty good answer to a lot of problems, including swords, Thopter Foundries, Blood Moons, Khans, all sorts of nonsense in the current modern format, but it's also a 1 mana cantrip as well. And then Sigil of Nine Gods is some old tech that I was playing when Grim Flare was hot and new, because alongside Lingering Souls, you can make Siege Rhinos and Grim Flares fucking huge by strapping this to them, making a lot of bodies, and just slamming in with a massive tramp. Obviously, bear in mind, if we stick this to one of our creatures, we can't then equip Feast and Famine to said creature, because Feast and Famine will make the Sigil fall off. Don't fuck that up. So our creature suite is 4 Birds of Paradise, 3 Lingering Souls, 3 Stoneforge Mystics, a singular Scavenging Ooze, 3 Grim Flare, and 4 Siege Rhino, and I guess Batterskull counts in that as well. 122 lands and 4 mana dorks. I might be on too many or too few lands. I don't fucking know. Let me know in the comment section below. Our weird utility cards are Nihil Spellbomb and Sigil of the Nine Gods. We then have our Stoneforge package of Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Feast and Famine, and Batterskull. We then have our Hand Disruption package, which is a little bit smaller than I'd like it to be. Potentially this should have like another Thoughtseize or 2 in the deck, but we're playing 3 Inquisition of Kozilek, 1 singular Thoughtseize, and a Collective Brutality that also doubles up as a removal and just a good card against burn, which is pretty strong right now in Modern. And then our removal suite is 1 singular Path to Exile, 1 singular Fatal Push, 3 Assassin's Trophy. The reason I'm loading up on Assassin's Trophy is because basically it allows us to destroy other equipments and problematic permanents that people are playing, like Khans, for example, or Tron lands. This deck will probably fail to beat Tron if we can't blow up their lands. Other removal is double Liliana Last Hope, double Liliana the Veil, and of course the Cast Out, which is both a cantrip and a removal spell. In our mana base, we only have a couple of bits of utility. It's mainly just fetch lands and the appropriate mana coloured sources, including a focus on green and black, but we also have 2 Nurturing Peatlands and 1 Gathering Township, because we're alongside Lingering Souls and like trampling threats, Gathering Township's pretty fucking good. So with 4 drops, the Batterskull we might need to hardcast, playing and equipping swords, Lingering Souls plus the Gathering Township package, I think 22 lands and 4 birds is correct. Maybe we should play 1 singular Noble Hierarch over one of these birds, or in addition to these birds, to give like Exalted to our tramplers, but who knows. Then lastly, the most difficult bit of compiling this deck was figuring out what to put in the sideboard, because we've had a lot of new toys from War of the Spark and Modern Horizons that I haven't had a chance to play yet. I mean, I play Magic for my own living as a job. I make these videos and I still haven't caught up with all the new stuff, and we've still got Throne of Eldraine coming now and the Commander cards to play in Legacy. Wow, Magic moves pretty fucking fast. We have an extra copy of Path to Exile. We have Flaying Tendrils because it's a way of killing smaller creatures in the Devoted Druid deck, for example, or in Hardened Scales Affinity potentially, and it exiles them that won't kill our Grim Flayers if Delirium's online and won't kill our Siege Rhinos. We have a Collector Oof we're going to bring against Tron or the Worder package when deciding out our own artifact package because, yeah, he's pretty good haymaker against those. Scavenging Ooze for graveyards, Ashioks for graveyard decks, and against Scapeshift and Tron to stop them from searching off their maps and so on and so on. Double Fulminator Mage to play in the grindy mirrors where we might need creatures that can sack when blocking against Battle Skulls to blow up utility lands like creature lands against Jund, but primarily it's against Tron. We can reuse these out of our graveyards using our own Liana of the Last Hope, and it also helps to enable Delirium. Kitchen Finks against aggro and grindy decks like Jund. Sorcerer's Spyglass is a catch-all against all the fucking Thopter nonsense. K is another bit of graveyard hate that's also quite easy to protect with bodies and board like Lingering Souls, so we can tick up and tick up and tick up and tick up and then just dome someone, so it's probably pretty good against control as well. Double Plague Engineer because it's pretty good against loads of random decks in the format right now, from Death and Taxes through to Elves if Elves shows up. Against Thopters we can name Thopter, and so on and so on. And then of course we have the Swiss Army Knight in Knight of Autumn because these cards are fucking gas. They can be threats, they can be life gain, they can blow up artifacts and enchantments. What's not to like? Well, there isn't much. If you like the video, hit the like button down below, drop some comments to let me know. What would you name this deck? Would you call it Siege Grim Rhino Sigil Flayer Blade? That was a bad name. Let me know in the comment section below. We have won this die roll, which makes me very excited. We have a 2-land hand, including a Thoughtseize, a Grimflayer, Sigil Spellbomb, 2 swords. This is probably a mulligan. The double sword is pretty kind of awkward, if I'm honest. Although turn 1 Thoughtseize into turn 2 Grimflayer is okay. Grimflayer can set up our draws when it connects, and Sigil Spellbomb is a redraw, so I'm going to keep it. It's very close to a mulligan. I'm going to shock myself and grab a Godless Shrine so we can actually cast white spells after this as well. Fuck, I hope it's not burn. Oh, Jesus, what is this? Goyos and Through the Breaches and instant neonates and lightning axes and a ransack the lab? So we can fuck the Goyos' vengeance with our own Nihil spell bombs. That's not much of a problem. The instant neonate gets them further into the game, so it might be a consideration to take, but I'm going to take the lightning axe to protect our Grim Flayer. Blackcleave Cliffs neonate. What a surprise. We knew about those cards in hand. I guess now we don't want to randomly Goyos us, so it might be more safe to play our spell bomb first. This way they don't randomly discard the instant neonate and just kill us with a Grizzlebrand or some shit. They ditch the Goryo's Vengeance now that they've seen the Nihil Spellbomb. Clever girl. Did they draw a land? No, they've scooped it up. Fair enough, fair enough. So I'm going to bring in like Double Plague Engineer, Scavenging Goose, Sorcerer's Spyglass, Path to Exile, Chaos, Usurper, and 2 Ashocks against this. The Engineer is going to name Neonate potentially, sorry, Neonate Vampire potentially to just turn off Neonates in future. And we trimmed 3 Stoneforges, a Fatal Push, 2 Swords, a Battle Skull, and a Liliana of the Last Hope. We have a turn 1 land into Birds of Paradise, then we have a Scooze and a Collective Brutality. So I think I keep this off the back of the side. Not sideboard, but this tech that's pretty good against them. We can also cycle the cast out of our birds if we're missing a 3rd land drop further down the line. Leyline of Sanctity means we can't pick apart their hand. That's pretty good. We can trophy that though to be able to attack their hand. Trophying the Leyline to then attack their hand is a line that we want to take so that we can take away Through the Breaches and then we can deal with graveyard shit. Cast the Void on 1. Their deck is weird. Wow. Surely like the Neonates and things enable their deck. So we drew an Inquisition that we can't play, so we're going to slam our Scavenging Ooze and pass back. So we're protected against Goyos for the moment. We still need to deal with the Through the Breach possibilities. They didn't draw anything, so we're now going to cycle this cast out to draw a Grim Flare. Cool, cool, cool. We hit a Heath. We attack for 2, and we play a Flayer. Wonder if they've got Anger of the Gods in their deck as well. Do we want to be careful about that? Looks like we don't have to. Our opponent missed their 3rd land drop and scooped it up. Siege Flayer Blade wins. Yeah. We have won the die roll. Wait, no, did we? I forgot. I was busy reading Twitter. I'm going to keep this though. No, we didn't. We didn't win the die roll. It's their turn to start with. Oh god, I'm so good at this game. If they kill our Birds of Paradise, we are very unlikely to be able to actually cast our Stoneforge for a while. They cycled a Street Earth and played a Skeleton Time, so I'm assuming this is some form of Death Shadow. Which means I'm assuming our bird will just die. But let's find out. They crack their Skeleton Tarn. Do they shock themselves? Of course they do. It's Death Shadow of some description. This is a push on our bird. Sure. Dealt from them. I guess we're just going to play 2-drops for a little while. Grimflayer, number 1. On the upside, if they take themselves low enough, to make their Death Shadows really big, and they think we've got no burn, and we just like double Siege Rhino them, that'd be pretty good. They did not shock themselves with the Steam Vents. Maybe they aren't Death Shadow. Maybe they are Street Wraith Grixis Control? Calling command, shooting out Grimflayer and putting Street Wraith back in their hand. Seems pretty good, I guess. It turns Calling command into like a kill target creature, draw a card. I think I want to hold off on the Siege Rhino. I'm casting Grimflayer here and playing the Temple Garden tapped, but holding off on the Rhino is good for us, like surprising them with the thing they've got to deal with. But that said, it's a problem if they just Thoughtseize it out of our hand, let it down the line, or K-command us to make us discard, right? But a Siege Rhino coming into play and then equipping a sword to it is a pretty good way of, well, killing a Death Shadow opponent, especially if it's a Feast and Famine, for example. Okay, they're going to Thoughtseize us. Fire and Ice, Stoneforge Mystic, or Overgrown 2... Oh, or Siege Rhino, sorry. Which one would you take in this circumstance? It was the Siege Rhino. Interesting. Okay, I'm assuming they have a kill spell for Grimflayer. Okay, we drew the planes. Let's play the Overgrown Tomb. And attack. Hopefully we connect. That would be gas. Nope, it looks like we're not connecting. Snapcaster push. Oh, Dismember. Okay, well they're on 7. Let's go Stoneforge Mystic then. I guess we get Battle Skull here because we need a body. Although Feast and Famine is very good against the Death Shadow threats, so perhaps we should get that. But I think I have to get Battle Skull because we don't have another body if they kill my Stoneforge Mystic. We can untap with 5 mana next turn if Stoneforge dies and they don't have a way to take the Battle Skull out of our hand. We can now keep Battle Skull up and also just cast the Sword of Fire and Ice as well. That's if they have summoned and I will have to pay for it. They'll build a wall of cannon magic and we'll be the one to have to pay. Interesting. I guess we cast it anyway because if they Thoughtseize us, then we don't have a Fire and Ice. Stubborn Nile it is. I kind of called it, didn't I? Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to pay because I want to make this Battle Skull. It's more important. Maybe I shouldn't have played into a Stubborn Denial. Maybe that was the correct line. But then again, if they just untap and Thoughtseize us or Snappy Thoughtseize us, then we're in trouble. I don't even know if Death Shadow plays Snapcaster Mages anymore. Death Shadow. Sure. 0 cards in hand. So that's going to be a big old Death Shadow. If we just draw Feast and Famine, that'd be pretty good. If we draw Stoneforge Mystic, can we get Stoneforge Mystic? Get the equipment? Yeah, play it, equip it. So Stoneforge Mystic would be our best possible draw here. Or just a removal spell for the Death Shadow would be pretty good. Well, there you have it. There you have it. That was a pretty good top deck. I mean, we have a lot of removal spells in our deck, right? So there's a lot of top decks there that were good. 5 damage. We go to 22, they go to 2. The next Death Shadow will be very big. They have 1 card in hand. Death Shadow, Gomag Angler, any of those things? No. Nothing. Cool, we kept up with the removal spells of Grixis Death Shadow. That's nice. Let's go to post board. I have no idea what's good here in this matchup for the sideboarding out of this deck. Please, in the comment section below, let me know what you think. Obviously, K is good because K can also exile. The mode that everyone forgets about is killing Aether Vials and Death Shadow. So K is definitely... Path to Exile also kills Gomag Angler. I guess Ashok's good at delaying Gomag, so maybe it's good on the play, but I don't think it's good on the draw. We basically want as much removal as possible. We probably want the second Scoos as well in case of Snapcaster and because of K-Command. Brutality seems bad. So we'll cut Brutality. Sigil of the Nine Gods gets worse against decks with lots and lots of removal. Fire and Ice doesn't seem too hot either, so let's cut that. Okay, our opening hand has Grimflayer, Siege Rhino, and Liliana of the Veil. All of these cards, yeah, they seem fine. We could do with some interaction, but if we just keep playing threats, well, eventually we'll kill them, right? That's how magic works. I wonder if they could turn 1 Thoughtseize, they take the Grimflayer because it's the earliest play. Or if they have removal spells, I guess they take the Liliana of the Veil. We drew Inquisition, which is a pretty strong opening line. So I'm going to go Swamp Inquisition. We find Death Shadow, Collinskin's Command, and Snapcaster Mage. K-Command can kill our Grimflayer. Snapcaster plus like 3 more mana. It's pretty good. There's got a Gurmag Angler coming up which we can cast out, I guess. So I guess we get rid of the Colligan's command as the removal spell and feel bad because of Snappy. Maybe you always take the Snappy. If we take the Snappy, the K-Command can get the Snappy back, right? So we want to do that and then, yeah. Hope they don't draw more removal. We knew about the Delta, so they're going to pass back. But remember, Snapcaster Mage can also ambush our Grimflayer. I'm going to go and get a Temple Garden here to maximise the chance that we manage to cast this Siege Rhino. Flare. Now we have the push to kill the Snapcaster Mage if they go this turn Snappy Serum Visions, for example. Thought Scour themselves. Then they're going to play a Gurmag Angler, which is pretty good for us because then we get to play Liliana and tick down and kill the Gurmag. That'll be real good for us. Death Shadow is a 1-1. Big old Gurmag Angler. I guess here they Liliana of the... If we Lily, they just sack the Death Shadows. They got Liliana Insurance as such. So we really want to draw like another 1 mana or 2 mana removal spell. Otherwise we can't play Lily onto this board. We draw a Thoughtseize. That gets rid of the Snapcaster problem in hand. Okay, let's Thoughtseize them. Grim Lava Mountain and a second Death Shadow. Well, I guess we can cast out the next one if we hit the land drop. Okay, let's get rid of the Snapcaster Mage. Push the Death Shadow. I guess if they play another Death Shadow and we draw a land, we'll be in a good spot. If they attack us with a 5-5 and they do that, we can actually attack back in with a Grimflayer to set up our draws. Maybe find some Lingering Souls. They're going to Thoughtseize us. That's not great. That's not great. I guess they take the Liliana of the Veil here. Maybe the Siege Rhino. I guess leaving us with Cast Out and Liliana makes them more likely to lose. They took the Cast Out. Well, I made our Grimflayer a 4-4, which is nice. And we need to draw a 1 mana removal spell. We did not draw a 1 mana removal spell. Okay. So they're going to sacrifice the Grim Lava Monster as expected. And now we've got to hope they haven't got a way to hurt themselves next turn. Otherwise, our Grimflayer was going to have to go under the bus of the Death Shadow and we'd probably lose this match. Go to 3! Doesn't feel great. I think Lingering Souls might literally be our best possible draw here. Battle Skull and Swords would just be like game over. Lingering Souls, come on! Oh no. Okay. Shit. So we're just dead. We play a Siege Rhino and then this grows to be a 6-6. We go to 6, but we lose 2 to shock ourselves. Now we lost? I think Lingering Souls at any point during that game would have been very, very good. Yeah, we didn't have enough removal spells, so perhaps playing threats is not the way to beat Death Shadow. Gonna bring Kitchen Finks and Ashok in on the play, triggering both last hopes because they just don't do anything in this matchup. And triggering the Spell Bomb, Snappy's and Colligan's commands, but I mean, is Ashok enough? Question mark. Trim an Inquisition, I guess. Maybe that's better. So ideally we want to go turn 1 birds of a Black Source and then play an Ashok and down tick and then hopefully turn off their fetch lands and stop their Gurmags. It's not what we wanted, but I think I have to keep it. Verdant Catacombs needs to fetch us a Black Source at some point in case we draw Liliana of the Veil, so I don't want to use it right now. Let's play a birds. Pass. Recycle the Street Wraith. They might have Stubborn Denial up, so if we draw Liliana, casting it isn't even necessarily correct. Let's play a Grimflayer and pass the turn. They crack the Golden Tarn, shock themselves, of course, and then cast the Thought Scour. Hopefully they just slam a Gurmag this turn with no mana up and we just cast out it and move on with our lives. They shock in the Steam Vents. They tap blue and red and they abrade my Grim. I should probably crack my Verdant Catacombs there. Interesting. We drew a Scavenging Ooze. I wonder if I play Scooze or play a Rhino. I'm unsure. Okay, let's play a Scooze and see if it sticks around. We can eat both the Street Wraith and the Grimflayer in our graveyards to help it survive. Perhaps I should have ate one of them before letting them untap for the Bolt. And then we could have played around the Bolt. But I mean, if they don't tap out, then we're in a good spot, right? Gurmag Angler. Maybe I should have ate stuff out of their bin before that to stop that from happening. Hard to say, hard to say. Well, I'm just going to eat this Grimflayer in my graveyard now because they can't K-command right now. Siege Rhino number 1? Yeah, I guess. I don't want to fire off my cast out because of stubborn denial, you see. So maybe I just Stoneforge here. We'll get Sword of Feast and Famine, but ultimately, like, K-Command makes our swords pretty bad. I'm wondering if we should have sided swords out of the deck. That's an interesting one. Blue and black. What the hell is this? Dismember. Let's eat that Bloodstone Mire just to reduce the chance of a second Gurmag. Cycling a Street Wraith. Sure. Thought scaring themselves. Sure. I feel like there's a second Gurmag coming. Sure. So outside of a Braid, they can't kill the Feast and Famine right now. So we might be able to draw a land, play off the Stoneforge, equip the birds, hit them, if they don't have like a red removal spell, or Braid, and then untap our lands and Siege Rhino them. Or we can keep mana up to make a Sword of Feast and Famine, or cast out one instead. Neither of the things kill them. Okay, they're keeping mana up again. It's kind of scary. Also, the Thought Scour into Serum Visions. That's a lot of card selection. Like, drawing a Thoughtseize would be nice. Oh, Grim Lavamancer. Okay, that can kill things that the sword attached to. Unless they've got a good back. Draw the land. I guess we go for the sword. If they have push here, I'm going to feel very sad. I'm assuming they have, but sometimes we have to make them have it, right? Sometimes they'll fake it. Is this a push? Oh my god, fuck! Should have played around it. Oh. They're on 3. They're in Siege Rhino. As long as they don't double Thoughtseize us here, we just kill them with the Rhino. Oh boy, 5p territory. Arseholes clenched. No double Thoughtseize one time. Or do we just die here? Take 5, 6, 7. Unlikely we die. They could just have, like, hard counter magic. But Stubborn Denial is non-creature spell, so it can't hit our... Double Thoughtseize would have also killed them, so that was a dumb thing to suggest. Fulminate made on one of our lands would be brutes. Second Gurmag. Okay. They can kill our Stoneforge upon equip here. Play the Heath just in case. Let's see if this is game over. Let's see if it's Goodnight Mr. Tom from Mr. Siege Rhino. Does that get us there? Does them going to 3 get us there? Hot diggity damn, have we done it? Do we have to put some Fs in the comments? GG. Holy shit. I was not expecting just to dome them out with a Rhino. That actually ended up going very, very well for us. GG Siege Rhino E. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the matches that I showed. I probably didn't show any matches where I got fucking tilted because my sideboard is terrible. Spoiler alert, I didn't show much in this video, but these are uncastable with our current mana configuration. It doesn't look that bad, but it fucking is. It really is. This card was absolute dog shit for the entirety of the league. I ended up 2-3. I had one unlucky game, I felt, and the other 2 I just didn't draw enough lands and couldn't cast my sideboard cards. The mana base needs fixing, but on the whole, it's been fun playing with Siege Rhino. If you like the video, click the like button down below. Let me know what you would do to improve the deck, and tell me what you'd like to see in future videos too. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and in the meantime, until I see you next time, until the next video, just be good to one another, be nice to one another, support your fellow human being. Ta-ta for now.